Hi, everybody. How you doing? Ooh, I got to turn that down. Echo. So I know my mic works. Happy, where are we at in the week? Tuesday for you, Friday for me. Yay for Jeff. Hope everybody's having a good start to the day. It's hot already. How hot is it? 90 in the shoals already. You can see it on the camera right there. The one right there that I'm pointing to. 90 degrees, a lot of sun. We had some fog this morning. Dense fog advisory for Jackson County, Franklin County, Tennessee. You could have probably added DeKalb to that too. Talked to many of you that live in Fife and Sylvania and into the Langston area. Powell section said the fog was pretty bad up and over the Cove this morning in Dutton, for instance. That burned off, but the shoals never had fog this morning, so it's been sunny from start to finish to where we are now in the day, and therefore the temperature has soared into the 90-degree range already in the shoals. It is stifling outside already. So there's your 90 in the shoals. Huntsville on the cusp. 90 in Decatur now too. That I didn't realize that. 91 in Athens, and then Scottsboro and Fort Payne, 86 and 88. I think that says. I can't read it. 86 and 86, something like that. But all I know is it's really hot. It's really humid, and it will continue to be for probably the next 2 weeks. This pattern is not changing. We're going to end the month of July really hot and humid. We're going to begin the month of August hot and humid. In fact, next week, we probably will dial up the heat even more. I don't think it's record-setting kind of heat, but this pattern doesn't stop. The only way you get some relief from this is if you can pop one of those afternoon showers or storms or have one in your vicinity that can maybe drop the temperature just a little bit, because these dew points in the mid to upper 70s, they're not going anywhere. So it takes your 93, 94, 96 and makes it feel like 105, 106, 107. But if you're able to get a thunderstorm and drop the temperature to like 78 or 79, even with the dew point this high, it takes that feel like temperature down and it's not quite as oppressive. But you're wet. So, and then when the rain moves out, you think it would feel good, right? It goes outside. It feels like a wet sauna is all it feels like. It's just gross, right? A lot of times your dew point temperatures in the summer, this time of year, the end of July and early August can be really high. I know it's really weird, but if you live near a cornfield, your humidity and dew point temperature can actually be a little higher because the corn actually gives off water, right? And you can actually add moisture to the atmosphere if you live near a cornfield. It's a real deal. From like Minnesota down through Illinois this time of year, where the dew points, some of the highest dew points of the year will be this time of year when the corn's kind of hitting peak, right? I think the highest dew point temperature in the U.S. ever observed is in Minnesota, believe it or not, which is kind of crazy. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Heat advisory for you. We'll call it dangerous heat, but I call it summer. Heat index value is about 100 to 107. It's all common sense stuff, everybody. You know, drink water. If you are uncomfortable in the heat, don't be outside for extra time. Limit your time outside. Try not to wear dark clothes. Try to wear light clothes. You know your own body and you know if you're comfortable, right? Like, I actually am thinking about playing pickleball outside this afternoon, and I'm okay with it because I feel pretty good. And other people don't want to do that. That's okay. Stay inside and enjoy the AC. Whatever you feel comfortable with is the most important, okay? Oh, one thing I want to add about this graphic, and this always aggravates me. The heat advisory is for every county except Marshall, DeKalb, and Jackson. Oy vey. Like, you're going to be just as hot and maybe not quite high enough on the heat index value to warrant a heat advisory. But what happens when you have a graphic like this, and I told Eric this, we want you to focus on the heat advisory and that what counties are in the heat advisory because we're trying to keep you safe and we just want you to be aware, right? But what's the one thing everybody sees in this graphic when you show it? The 3 counties that are not in the heat advisory. And then you'll have that person that lives in like Western Marshall County and they're like, you mean to tell me it's not going to be hot in my county, but if I cross the county line in Morgan County, it's going to be unbearable? I'm like, no, it's going to be hot and humid for everybody. Usually the heat advisory, I think it's issued around here for like 105 feel like temperature. Might not quite be 105 in those counties not in the heat advisory, but I mean, like, it's apples and oranges, y'all. Like, you're going to be hot and humid everywhere. Allison, good morning to you. Thank you for stepping in and talking on weather extra. Good stuff. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate that. Sarah, what's up? You got Daniel nearby. We'll talk soon. I'm sure a hello coming that way in just a moment. Good to see you on. Zelma, good morning, Jeff. Grant Mountain. I got you, Zelma. You have a blessed day as well. A little toasty and great. Grant's not in the heat index value. They're not in the heat advisory, but that's what we're going with, temps in the heat index, up to about 105 today. Either side of 105. We kind of fell short of that 105 in most locations yesterday, but still, not too many people are going to know if you go outside and the heat index value is 103 or 105. If you could tell the difference in that 2 degrees when it's stifling outside like it was yesterday, because I know I mowed the front lawn, then I give you kudos because I can't tell the difference. I just know one thing. My shirt was soaked when I got done mowing yesterday. Like, it was gross. Samantha, what's up? I missed the big cheddar. That makes my absolute day when you say that to me. I just want you to know that because I am cheesy. There's your next 12 hours. Just some little isolated pop-up storms this afternoon. This has really been the case for the last couple of months. Just remember, any storm that pops, it's going to be a big-time downpour, and then it moves out, and you're good to go. Pinpointing where these isolated storms step up, we can kind of give you a vicinity, and it looks like it's right down the metro area today. The boundary looks like it's right across Decatur and Huntsville, but we'll keep an eye on it into the afternoon. Any storms that pop will probably have a decent amount of lightning, too. There'll be some of you that do not even have a raindrop today. And that will be the case once again for today. A lot of people this morning were asking Eric Burke if we're setting records for the warmest summer ever. Summer statistics are June, July, and August, so we won't know that till the end of August. But I can tell you this. May was actually below average temperatures because we had so much cloud cover and rainfall. June wasn't hot. June was like right where we should be. We didn't really ramp up the temperatures until almost the last week of June. And then in July, it's been pretty consistently hot. But, 90s are kind of where we should be for this time of year. So I stopped the graphic at noon right there, and you can see there's a few showers and storms. And that's right, pretty much the boundary setting up across the metro area there. So Huntsville, Decatur, Arab, down to Coleman, maybe sparking a few storms up towards Fayetteville, Pulaski first. We got to keep an eye on it. Now, yesterday, it was areas east that had most of the rain. West didn't have very much. We'll keep an eye on where that boundary sets up today, but that looks pretty good. And then it fills in the afternoon. Coverage mainly 65 in east if you want to just kind of generically kind of label it. And whatever does fire up, 4 o'clock, I'm going to try to keep going, 5 o'clock, 6, shuts down in the evening again. And then we dry out. We'll have some patchy fog tomorrow morning. I don't think that little storm by 9:30 will still be there. And then by midnight, it's mainly clear unless you have the fog, right? And that will be the case as we wake up tomorrow morning on Wednesday. Temperatures on Wednesday will take off again. And some of the forecast models, it depends on which one you want to go with. We got 20% for tomorrow, but some of the forecast models pretty aggressive with some showers and storms, especially for areas east of I-65 and southeast. So the Albertville area, the Boaz area, the Sardis City area. All that is backtracking from an area of low pressure that's going to be moving west along the Carolina coast. And not anybody's really talking about this, but last week we had the National Hurricane Center made this big thing about this low pressure along the coast that was supposed to be Dexter. It never got named. And there's another low pressure that's literally tracking almost the same exact way, and nobody's talking about it right now. But that could throw some rain up into our area Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll keep an eye on it. And if it does, the temperatures won't be quite as hot. Takes the temperatures away a little bit. But for now, we've left limited rain chances in for Wednesday, Thursday. We've jacked the rain chance up for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And those 93, 92, 94 you see for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that is all thunderstorm dependent. If you have a thunderstorm that rocks your area in the morning, you're never getting to low 90s in the afternoon if you keep having some rainfall. So all the high temperatures you see there through next Monday are all dependent on thunderstorm coverage. Like it was this Saturday, I think it was this past Saturday when I worked, we had that line or that cluster of storms in the morning. If you were part of that rainfall, some areas didn't even get to 85 degrees on Saturday. It felt gross outside, it was humid, but the temperature was set down because of the thunderstorm activity. That could happen again at some point Friday, Saturday, and Sunday where you're that one location that pops this big time rainmaker in the morning and then your temperature sits at 86 all day long and you're not even coming close to low 90s. And that's summer for you. Jamie said, what's up, my friend? Good morning, Jeff. Priceville is in the house, but I'm in Somerville cutting some hay today. Going to be square baling it Thursday. Jameson, help me out with this. And I know you wrote the comment 5 minutes ago, but this weather has been ideal, right? I mean, you want the hot for the hay, right? Dry it out. I mean, I'm not really familiar with it, so you got to help me out a little bit. I need to be educated on this. So, but I would think the weather has cooperated, right? Samantha says, I grew up in a tiny town in Illinois that grew tons of corn, and it always was super hot, and we would play near the fields. Samantha, what part of Illinois were you? I worked in Illinois for like 2 years. I worked in Peoria. I don't know if you were near there at all. What did I work for? I worked for the WMBD. It stood for the world's most beautiful drive, and it was in Peoria, Illinois. And there was a part of Illinois that had this beautiful part that you could drive on. It was gorgeous. But what part of Illinois were you at? Anyway, yes. And the corn makes a big deal. It's I forget what they call it. The transevaporation or something. I don't know. I'll look it up. But it adds to the moisture in the atmosphere and can make the humidity feel even worse. The dew point temperature can go up because the corn sweats. Literally. He says hi and Hope too. Hi, Hope. Hi, Daniel. Good to see you. Glenda, what's up? Watching with you. Hi, Glenda. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Weather Extra. Sarah says staying cool. D says sneaking in at work. Hey, I see you, D. I got you, buddy. Yeah, I think the homemade tacos. Oh, by the way, for D, it's Taco Tuesday. And appreciate him reminding me it's Taco Tuesday because now I have a taco almost every Tuesday. But D said he's got homemade tacos. I gave some advice on where to go. And he was like, I got my own. I'm good. I'm craving tacos again today. I'm going to get me one, too. I didn't get tacos the other day. I lied. I never went. If I may ask, how do you pronounce your last name? Sarah, nobody gets it right. It's okay. But it's Desnoyers. You just don't say the S's. It's French, so the S's are silent. So act like the S's are not there, and it's just Desnoyers. But thank you for asking. I get Desnoyers, Desnoyers. I answer to all of them. As long as you don't call me bad names, we're good. Jameson, yes, the hot weather is great for the drying the hay. Cut it today, let it dry. If it doesn't rain in it, we will bale it Thursday. All right, Jameson. So that means any storms that fire up where you're at today, I got to keep an eye on because that could maybe detour the baling of it for Thursday. So educate me. I appreciate that, my friend. It's good stuff right there. I learned, so I don't know, I worked in Cheyenne, Wyoming, long time ago. I thought like alfalfa was like alfalfa sprouts, but then I found out that alfalfa, you can grow it and use it for other things, like it's used for like feed and stuff. Anyway, it's huge in Cheyenne. And I knew an alfalfa grower, and I learned so much about it. And he was a good guy. He was a good farmer, good guy. But yeah, gotta learn the lay of the land. Mary Day Snee Blank. What about Pine Ridge Day Camp and Equestrian Center in Somerville tomorrow? My 7-year-old's at a day camp this week. You know, I think the big focus in Somerville for today, tomorrow, and Thursday is going to be the heat and the humidity where it feels like 105. There is a slight chance of some storms today, tomorrow, and Thursday, but I still think the heat is the main concern. And they may want one of those thunderstorms at the summer camp because they may want to have the rain cool them off. And I don't know how long they're going to be there at the camp, but I think as we go into Friday and the weekend, there'll be more coverage for everybody. I know we have 40% for all those days, but I think like today, I don't think it's quite going to be as much of a chance of rain as it will be for Friday and the weekend, especially Saturday and Sunday. I hope that helps. Sarah, that's pretty interesting about the corn. I never knew that. Yeah, it can make it kind of worse outside. Corn sweats. I had some corn the other day. I got it at the farmer's market, and it was so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I had it with some ribs, and it was like, it hit the spot. Can't beat fresh corn in the area. So good. Samantha, Dupo, it's in southwestern Illinois. I know exactly where Peoria is, and I know where Dupo is too. I had a friend of mine that worked at the station. She worked in Quincy. She lived in Quincy, then she ended up going to work in Quincy too. But I know Illinois pretty well. Pretty cool area. I had a lot of fun. I used to go up into Chicago on the weekends. I played in a couple softball leagues up there back when I was young and vibrant and could go ahead and run around the field and dive for the baseball, softball. But yeah, good stuff. And that was not a short drive. That was a 2.5 hour drive from Peoria to Chicago. I go up Friday after I work the morning show. I was mornings back then. And I would literally come back like late Sunday night and then go to work on Monday morning. And I would play softball all weekend. It was the best. Good times, good times. Sarah says, thank you. Our last name gets botched too, so I completely understand. Yeah, Bergsagel? I don't want to mess it up. I always say this to everybody. If you give me your name, if I mess up your first name, you can yell at me. But if I mess up your last name, I'm really sorry because I'm not good at it. Mary Day says, thank you. Good. I'm glad that worked. And hi, Tegan. Happy Friday, Jeff. Yeah, happy Friday, Jeff. Yes, I appreciate that. Yep, today is just Friday. Yay for me. I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I might be sneaking in here Friday morning because Eric is off and Jada Russell's going to be working the morning show on Friday. I'm going to come in on Friday and just be here just to help out any questions that she has. I'll be in jeans and a t-shirt. I'm not going on air, but I'll be here to help if she needs it. But she probably won't because she's got this down. We had promo shoot today. I think she was more nervous about the promo shoot than she was about like being on air. So, but she's got this down to a science. She's good to go. And she is so nice to have another meteorologist on her, another team member on our team, which is fantastic. So now we have 4, which is great. Sarah says, close. Sarah, we'll talk soon. Wink, wink, wink. All right, I'll pull up the 10-day forecast. You don't need to see me anymore. Let me see if I get this going. There it is, to all its glory. We'll keep an eye on storms this afternoon. Speaking of promo shoot, Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis will be here at 1 to be here. We all have to take like a group shot together. So there'll be a whole team of weather peoples here this afternoon watching any storms that pop because Eric has to come back too and be here for it. So we'll all be here. And then Brad will take over and work tonight. Eric's back on Wednesday and Thursday. And then Jada works Friday morning with Brad Friday night. So we got you covered. Pretty much a rinse and repeat forecast for literally the entire month of July. Have some fog in the morning, heat things up, burn the fog off, pop some thunderstorms, dodge a few downpours, and then watch them all go away in the evening. That's exactly how it's been. The first time I said it right, I don't even remember what I said the first time. You have to send me like a pronunciation thing. You have to say, spell it out for me in a message so I know, okay? It's all good. Tegan, will August be the same as July or will it be more dry? Do everyday rain chances go all the way into August? That's a great question, Tegan. I don't think the pattern really changes much as we cross the calendar to July to August. The one thing I will say is the heat and the humidity is a constant. That's not changing. There's no break in the pattern from that. And this goes all the way right up until the middle of August, this pattern. But where it gets interesting is, do we get any tropical influences? Does that factor into more rainfall? And if that does, that may take some heat away for like a day, and then it comes back when the rainfall comes to an end. But the overall pattern is to stay pretty wet, or at least have a chance of rainfall almost every day until the end of the month. And then maybe pick it back up again like August 5th and 6th, and then have a chance of rain again for almost every day. So this pattern looks to be really stagnant. It's been like this for about almost, 3 weeks now, and it probably will continue for another 3 at least. Sarah says, talk soon. Amber says, showing her in Rogersville on my, I don't know what that means. Showing her in Rogersville on my, I don't know. Amber, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. But I'm going to bust a move because I am on for TVL today with Peyton. And obviously Gina will be here at noon. She'll have the very latest on any breaking news stories this morning. It was a very busy news morning and a lot of follow-ups to come. I'm sure that Gina will keep you updated on at the noontime show. I'll mix in a little bit of weather at times. And we got you covered. I'll keep an eye on the radar for any pop-up storms that fire up. And we're going to jet on out of here. I got to go. Javon's back over here right now. She's like, you got to get done. Let's go. So everybody have a fantastic afternoon. We'll talk again, okay?